Well, hello there, fellow geeks and geekettes, and welcome to yet another video. Yet another news from the geek world. Late as usual. Now, today's news is once again concerned with a personality that is very active in the comic book industry these days. And I wish I could say that these people are active in the comic book industry as far as making good comics. But it seems to me that they are more and more active as far as, being involved in the cancel culture and acting and behaving like children, and even worse than children. Because, children can't help it, right? They behave in a way because they are kids, right? They've got these primal, you know, behavior aspects in them. They haven't learned to be, evil, spineless, backstabbing adults yet, and that's why I love children much more than I love adults. I don't like really adults, but that's not about me really. To make long story short, today's news is about Gail Simone, who basically, it seems to me, is about to destroy Dynamite Comics. Now, Dynamite Comics is one of the more independent publishers, but not really anymore. These days, you can't really call publishers like Dark Horse or IDW or Image or Dynamite, you can't really call them independent because they do publish popular, successful comic books, often even more popular and better selling than DC or Marvel. But what the Dynamite Comics is mainly known about for, or at least in my opinion, is characters like Red Sonja or Vampirella. I believe Lady Death as well. I do, or at least in my heart and in my mind, Dynamite Comics is connected with, publishing comics about beautiful women. I'm a man, still relatively young, I would say, and I'm not ashamed of saying that I do enjoy a look on, a beautiful, attractive woman, either in the real world, in reality, or in a comic book, in a film. I like attractive women because I'm a man. So I am sorry, really, for that, for me being this disgusting white man, but I do. So I have enjoyed some comic books about Red Sonja, some comic books about Vampirella, especially because of the visual aspect of it. The stories are not, it's not Grant Morrison, it's not Tolkien, but it's fun. Now, and Dynamite Comics has been popular and quite successful so far until Gail Simone came, right? Gail Simone, a writer that has worked for DC, I believe for Marvel as well. She obviously she has worked for Dynamite. She's written a lot of Red Sonja for DC. She wrote, I think, almost the entire run of the New 52 Batgirl. So she has been in the comic book industry for some time. Now, she came to Dynamite Comics, and basically she did what a lot of people do these days, and that is, as I said, behaving like children. And she said, I am not going to be talking to you because you are talking to that person, right? I'm not going to be friends with you, Jeannie, because you are friends with John. So what really happened was that Dynamite Comics worked with Ethan Van Sciver and another member of the Comicsgate community, and that is Cecil. Oh my god, how could they? And that's the biggest problem, right? You can't do that. You can't work with people who care about good comic books, quality comic books, and making money. So I believe that Ethan Van Sciver drew some Vampirella cover art, some, variant covers, right? for the comic book Vampirella. And Cecil, he did something as well. Let me read out one article and then let me read out another article. So I will provide links to them in the description down below. So the first one says, wait, let me read this one first. Gail Simone announces she's no longer working with Dynamite Comics. Former Red Sonja writer Gail Simone announced she will no longer work with Dynamite Comics. Simone had previously been publicly pressured to make a statement by black writer Kwanzaa, or I'm not going to pronounce his name, earlier in July after Dynamite Comics promoted an Indiegogo campaign for a variant cover for Vengeance of Vampirella issue 1 titled Cecil's Big Cover by Donald DeLay. So it concerns Cecil as well, the Vampirella. Simone, let me drink. My throat's getting dry. Simone had previously responded to Osayefo, I don't know, that name, I can't pronounce it, writing, I'm not being silent for career reasons. I'm not being silent at all. I'm taking a minute to process something personally very disappointing and sad. She added, if I'm not doing that on your timer, don't know what to say, alright? So she tweeted, oh, right, that's what she tweeted. Now Simone has come out with a much lengthier statement announcing she's no longer working with Dynamite Comics and that has apparently ended her friendship with the company's founder Nick Barucci. Simone began her thread writing, alright, I promised I would talk about Dynamite. This sucks. I'd rather not. It's extremely unpleasant and draining. I didn't post much earlier because the whole thing blows. She continued, I know a lot of people were angry at me for not jumping on this by their timeline but I say it again, sometimes it takes me a while to fully articulate my feelings. It just does. Right. And then she writes, this is a morass for me because I consider the guy running Dynamite to be not just a publisher, not just a friend, but damn near family. I don't have a lot of biological family, so having a guy you really trust that you really like me, it's like having a brother. La-di-da-di-da. I believe a publisher can publish who they want. I believe if freelancers can make a choice what to do at that point. It's a personal choice, and I believe almost every publisher has made mistakes. I know most freelancers have. I certainly have. But finding out all these alleged connections was very disappointing to me. I know this is just going to end up being mocked on all sides, but when you have someone you care about and this happens, I really just can't articulate how much it sucks. There's two things going on, the public and the personal. The public thing is what it is. The personal is that this was a publisher I liked who, when my house was robbed, immediately wrote to offer to loan me money if I needed it. I didn't, but that was stand-up behavior. Second, I want there to be a path out of this kind of shit. I want to believe that there's a way people can step up and make it back into the light. I don't want publishers to fold. That just makes everything worse. I don't know what that way is, but I want it to exist. I've read a bunch of people saying, oh, she doesn't want to endanger her paycheck, which no. I'm not working with Dynamite, and I'm not going forward with a charity book to benefit comic shops we talked about. I worked at Dynamite because I liked the people, I love the characters, I always have fun there. They have routinely asked for more work than I can do, but I don't need them and they certainly don't need me. It sucks, but it's the truth. So for those of you, who think I was being quiet for paychecks, you are mistaken. Since I have routinely commented on bigger companies that I was working for, I would think that would be pretty obvious. I haven't spoken with Nick since all of this went down. First I was too upset and later I didn't really know what I could say. He's called several times and I have put off answering just because even thinking about the whole situation is depressing and I don't have any answers. I've been disappointed by comics people before. This whole thing with Warren Ellis is just intensely awful. But again, this is someone I really cared about and it just plain took the wind out of me, that's all. And she continues, la di da di da. So basically, she does not want to, or she doesn't work with Dynamite anymore, because Dynamite did some business with Comicsgate people. So first let me go back to the statement when she said, I believe a publisher can publish who they want. And then she continues bitching about Dynamite Comics because Dynamite Comics worked with Ethan Van Sciver and Cecil. Can you see can you see the two very different things she's talking about? So she first says something, and then she says, a complete opposite. So a publisher can publish who they want, except for Comicsgate people. Well, that's being a hypocrite. That's being a childish idiot. So, and then she said that the owner of Dynamite Comics, or the CEO of the Dynamite Comics, helped her in the past, right? That he wanted to loan her money immediately after her house got robbed. So he wanted to help her in one of the most difficult times in her life. And now, because that publisher wanted to make a business with other artists, she doesn't even answer his phones or phone calls. That, my friends, I call being a backstabbing, spineless bitch. I'm sorry, there's no other word for it. Gail Simone is a backstabbing, spineless, evil person that shouldn't be dealt with, shouldn't be contacted. She should be cancelled, because this, my friends, is a shit behavior. This is being evil. This is being horrendous. So, and then another article says, Dynamite Comic issues new equality and inclusion statement. So immediately after Gail Simone's bitching, wait a minute, Dynamite tweeted, in speaking with Cecil, neither one of us realized the cover would be so polarizing. We discussed and are not moving forward with the cover or the campaign. And then they are talking about inclusion and things like that, which, gets very political, and you can check out the article for yourself. And those covers are beautiful. Vampirella is all about the looks. She should be the hot woman, right? So Gail Simone has caused, I think, a very, very soon to come, imminent demise of Dynamite Comics and our favorite characters, favorite female characters, strong feminine, strong female characters like Vampirella, Lady Death, Red Sonja. So on one hand, people say that there are not enough strong female characters. I beg to differ. Just think about, as I said, Vampirella, think about Lady Death, think about Red Sonja. Then in Marvel Comics, think about the contemporary Captain Marvel, think about Black Widow. DC Comics, think about Wonder Woman, right? In movies, think about Ellen Ripley, think about Xena, right? Think about the chick from the Halloween movies. I really can't remember the name, but there are hundreds of them. Like Princess Leia. Come on. You've got Harley Quinn. Like, she's very popular these days. So you've got this, and then you've got an evil hag, an evil freaking witch that wants to destroy a publisher that is mostly known and popular for publishing comics about strong female characters, which I love. So can you see this complete madness? Can you see this nonsensical behavior? Can you see that the comic book industry people are destroying themselves, are destroying the comic book industry from within? So I think that my opinion is that we should focus on good behavior, good manners, being nice to each other, being honest with each other, Stop acting like children on the playground. Like, Johnny, I'm not going to talk to you because you talk with Cecil. Right? So stop that. Just focus on good behavior and on good comics, on talent, on hiring people, on merit. If you want to make good money, if you want to do good business, just focus on these things. So, Gail Simone, just fucking stop. Just go to hell, please. So what do you think, my friends, about all this? Let me know in the comments down below. And I've already been talking for 15 and a half minutes. So, yeah, that will be all from me, my friends. See you soon, and bye.